Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to make butterfly boots. So you can make them in two ways. You could make them with the cutouts just like these, or you can make them into regular boots and they don't have any cutouts. So let's get started. The materials that you will be needing are, you're going to need upholstery vinyl, about 10-inch by 11-inch vinyl. So you could have, there's so many different vinyls out there that are pretty just like these. Apparel vinyl is not recommended because they would be too flimsy. You also need decorative ribbon or trim. I've used these braided trim that I bought at the fabric store. Very cute. If you don't want to use that, you can also use 2mm foam, and these are the craft foam. You can use that and cut it into about 1/4 inch to 3/8 of an inch. So that's about the width of the ribbon or trim. You're also going to need a cardboard for the soles, and these are just cracker boxes, so you can use that. You will also need the thick craft foam, and this is the 6mm craft foam right here, and you're going to need 2. And then you're going to need a glue stick and of course your glue gun. I like these this adhesive better because it's just so easy to use. It could get a little bit too stringy sometimes, but you know, if you're careful, it actually works really great. You're also going to need an X-Acto knife if you want to do cutouts just like this boot right here. Also a leather puncher. This is just one kind. They come in different kinds. If you're going to use this kind, you're going to need some sort of a cutting mat, and of course your rubber mallet. So I think that is all that we need. So let's start with the instructions. So to start, you're going to need your paper pattern piece already cut just like this, and also traced on the vinyl. You can also use real leather, by the way, but they're so expensive. So anyway, you're going to place this on top of the upper vinyl, and you are going to cut each and every one of these things using an X-Acto knife, which I already did this one, so there you go. And then once you are done with that, you're going to still place this on here, and you're going to use your mallet and your leather puncher and punch out your shoelace cutouts. So you're going to do all these little holes right here, and then you're going to have something like this that I already cut out. So there you go. After you punch the holes, now you're going to turn your piece over like this, and you're going to draw the seam allowance. It's going to be 1/4 of an inch seam allowance on the bottom of your vinyl upper, and also the tongue. So draw it right there so you have a guide. The next thing you want to do is you want to draw the notches. So how you do this is, these are the notches, the triangle, black triangles. Just put it on top just like this, and then you're going to draw it just like that. This is actually going to help you with the placement later on, and to make sure that your boots are not crooked when they're glued together. So that's what you're going to need for that. So I forgot to mention that I like to use also the contact cement for gluing cardboard and vinyl together. You can use this, but you have to be careful with this. You have to do it outside because the fumes are very, very strong. So for this, the first thing you want to do is to glue your vinyl sole to your cardboard sole. So let's get this one. Notice I also transferred the notches on here, if you could see them. So that would be on your pattern piece as well for the sole. So let us go ahead and glue these together just like this. okay? And I'm gonna glue them using the rubber cement. And you can also use your glue gun, but I find that the glue gun gets really thick around the edges and they tend to get bumpy, so I don't like to use that. So let me go ahead and glue these and I'll be right back. So now that I've glued the cardboard and the vinyl sole together, I'm now going to grab the tongue and we're going to glue that first to the cardboard sole. So let's go ahead and turn this over, and this is where those notches come in handy. You're going to dab that glue right there, okay, just a little bit, and you are going to match those notches together just like this, and you're going to press on that line. That's, remember that a 1/4 inch seam allowance, so right there. So this is the reason why I like the hot glue, because you can just press this for a few seconds and it's not going to come off. So you just have to be careful that you don't use too much, because it does tend to get really webby like this. So now we are going to flip this over and we're going to cut the sides of it where it curves. You're going to put little clips on there just like this. Do not go over a 1/4 inch seam allowance, because then you're going to have holes on your shoes. So just like that. And now I'm going to put glue on here and glue in here so that you could glue these just like this. And again, following the red line, the 1/4 inch seam allowance, and go ahead and glue it just like this. So let me show you that. Go ahead and cut off these excess here. Just be careful not to go too far, and then glue the rest. All right, so that is your front, just like that. All right, so now you're gonna get your second piece, which is your upper. Same thing over here. You're going to match that notch with that notch. So I'm gonna dab glue right here, okay, and I'm going to match these two. Give it a few seconds. So you can see I have very gluey hands right now, so just be careful not to burn yourself, because it's really painful when you do. So it's going to look just like this. Once you're done, again, you are going to fold this and follow your red line, seam allowance right here. You're going to clip again so that this conforms to the shape and it will curve better. So once again, clip. Do not go over 1/4 seam allowance. And glue. So now this is all glued together, and it's going to look like this. So there we are. Now you're going to get your foam. Okay, so now we have our foam right here. You are going to glue the foam to the cardboard. So you have to be careful with this, because there is a left and a right. So make sure that this is the right side. Which one? This one is the left side. So let's go ahead and glue this all around like this, just like that. Now I only like to glue it on the sides, maybe just a little bit on there, and then let's go ahead and glue just like this. Now you're going to press this really hard so that it's flat. So give it a few seconds. That's done. So now the next thing to do is to glue your trim. Okay, so I chose this trim and I'm going to place this on the side using glue gun. Now again, you want the trim to be about 1/4 inch to 3/8 of an inch, because otherwise if they're too small, it's okay sometimes if you want it to be 1/4 of an inch and a little bit of the side of the foam is showing, you could do that as a style. Or if you want to cover it completely, you're going to have it to where it's 3/8 of an inch, which is like this. Okay, so let me go ahead and do that. And you want to always start on the insole, which is this part, because when the shoes are together like this, a lot of times nobody could see this side, so you want this to be super clean on the outside. So let's start on the insole and dab that little glue right there around the center part and press this trim. Okay, give it a few seconds. So you can see I went too much, I put too much glue on there, so I'm just gonna take that out using my fingers. Actually, sorry, using my nail. You don't want to use your finger because it hurts. So now I am going to glue this all the way around just like this and cover that seam. Okay, so I've glued that, and this is important. Clean it around just like this. Once you reach this part here, you will see the excess foam or trim. You're gonna cut right there, just exactly right there where they meet. And then you're gonna dab that glue again and close it. There you have it. So there's your boot. Now you're just going to, of course, just lace it up just like this, and voila, you are done.